This building was designed by one of Quincy's most prominent architects, Ernest M. for the use of his own office and studio. It reflects the ideas of Frank Lloyd Wright, infamous Prairie Style architect from Chicago, and one of Wood's friends whom he visited often. This Prairie School stucco and wood building was completed in 1912. The geometric shapes and horizontal emphasis are typical elements of the style. Also directly related to the designs of Prairie School architects in Chicago include the linear massing of the building, the flat strips of dark stained wood that divide the exterior, and the overhanging eaves of the roof. Using these same elements, architects in Chicago were attempting to create a new and indigenous modern style of architecture. The building went under restoration in the 1980s, giving careful attention to interior features such as skylights, stained glass windows, and built-in bookcases. The building was used as a residence and as a dentist office until purchased by the present owner in 1979. With its authentic restoration, the Ernest M. Wood office and studio is probably the finest Prairie-style building in western Illinois. Ernest Michael Wood was born in Quincy in 1863. Wood developed his talent in art, painting, etching, and wood carving in his early youth and went to Europe with a group of architects on a bicycle tour to visit cathedrals and castles. He entered the building field at the age of 23 without any formal training and did not receive a university degree. However, in 1886, he was hired to work for another established Quincy architect, Harvey Chatton. From about 1886 to 1887, Wood served as Harvey Chatton's only draftsman. Wood apparently worked closely with Chatton in the design of several important structures in Quincy, and may have even assumed the role of designer under Chatton's supervision. Wood's early works contains parallels with the work of his former teacher with popular eclectic and revivalist architectural styles of the late 19th century. He would remain with Chatton until 1891, when he opened his own independent office in the Wells Building. After 1897, he was in the Dodd Building, and in 1911, he designed his own office and studio. Soon, a new influence began to be seen in Wood's work after the middle of the first decade of the 20th century, when the architectural work of Frank Lloyd Wright began to be widely published and understood. This new Prairie style of architecture began to appear in Wood's work after 1905, and his finest designs, dating from the period 1910 to 1920, are in the Prairie style. It is here that Wood's greatest importance as an architect is to be found. He is largely responsible for helping to spread the influence of Frank Lloyd Wright and the Chicago School in western Illinois. He retired from active practice in 1938. He died in Jacksonville, Illinois in 1956. Because of being a superb example of Prairie-style architecture and its relation to a well-known Quincy architect, this building was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1982. This Historic Quincy Business District podcast was produced by WGEM. Special thanks to the Gardner-Denver Museum of Architecture and Design, the Historical Society of Quincy and Adams County, and Quincy Preserves for providing information. For more information, you can visit www.downtownquincy.com or walk to the HQBD office at 128 North 5th Street. I'm WGEM's Rich Kane.